Welcome to the You Dig and Why channel. Today we're talking about exactics. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe below to get notified on all things You Dig and Why. Now let's dive into this tutorial.
Hello, and welcome to Exactics, brought to you by You Dig and Why. In this video, we're taking a closer look at the single address rule for registered homeowners. To start a new location request, click on the New button under your name in the upper right-hand corner of the dashboard. After you select New, you will be brought to the location request creation form. You will start with the contact information section. Every web user will have contact information pre-populated into the section based on the information that you use to create your Exactics account. Note, the fields that are grayed out cannot be altered. If any of this information is incorrect, please contact You Dig and Why's Web Services team to update your contact information. There are two areas that you can change for your location request in the contact information section. These are the alternate contact fields and the email field. In the alternate contact field, you can populate other means of contacting you, such as cell, email, or phone number. Simply change the type of contact using the drop-down options and type in the information, like a cell phone number, that matches the type you have selected. If you select a contact type and put in the respective response, but change your mind and would like to leave the field blank, use your keyboard to delete the number or email you have inserted and also delete the type of contact you have selected. Deleting the type of contact you have selected by using your keyboard will change the field back to type. Below the alternate contact is a field for email. This can also be changed to show another email address that you would like to use for the purposes of that specific location request. Please note, both You Dig and Why and locators for underground facility owners, operators may use this information to contact you with information, problems, or questions. It is important that you keep your contact information accurate and up to date. For the site contact information section of the form, you'll be presented with two questions regarding the who is doing the work. If you'll be doing the work yourself as a homeowner, please select Yes. By answering Yes, you are not required to answer the next question and can move to the information about your project section of the location request form. If you've hired a contractor to do this work, please select No. Then please answer the following question: who is doing the work? This is a type ahead field if you have hired a contractor to do the work. Begin typing the name of the company, then choose from the list provided. If the name of the company you have hired is not on the provided list, you can continue typing without selecting an option to populate this field with the name of your hired company or contractor. Please note, if you have hired a contractor to complete your job, the contractor needs a separate location request for their work per New York state law. Next, you'll be asked about information on your project. First, we want to know if your dig area has been marked in white to allow a utility locator to easily identify areas that must be located for underground utilities. Select from the options of Yes, No, or Unknown to answer this question. If the area is marked in a color other than white, please answer this question with the No response. And note in the comments field at the bottom of the location request creation form that the area is marked in a specific color. Example, work area is marked in black. You'll then be asked if there's any explosives or blasting being used. This is a yes/no question. If you or your hired contractor plan to use any explosives, like dynamite, during your job, please select Yes from the drop-down options. Next, you'll be asked what type of equipment you are using. Once you begin typing, a list of possible matches will populate. You can select your option from the drop-down menu by clicking it, or press Enter or Return on your keyboard. Note, if you need to enter more than one type of equipment, just start typing the next item you're using for that job. Then you'll be asked if there's any horizontal drilling or boring being done. If you or your contractor will be using equipment for directional drilling or boring on your job site, select Yes to this question using the drop-down options. If not, select No. Next, type in how deep you plan to dig for your project. This is a numeric answer. The unit dropdown can be changed to reflect the unit of measure. You can choose feet, inches, yards, miles, or meters. If you are not certain of the depth you'll be digging, leave this blank. If you type in a response and change your mind and would like to leave this field blank, use your keyboard to delete the number you have inserted and also the unit you have selected. Deleting the unit you have selected using your keyboard will change the field back to units. Similar to the depth, use the length and width fields to indicate the dimensions of your work area. This should be the approximate size of the entire dig area, not just the size of the hole or trench you plan to dig. You will have the same entry options as you did for depth. In the next section, we're finding the address for your dig site. First, we have to find the street address. Enter the address where you will be digging. As you start typing in the address or street name, a list of potential matches will appear in the dropdown, with the closest matches being at the top. Select the option in which your address is included in the range by using your mouse to click on the correct match. Note, the place and county are also displayed with the address and will automatically populate in the following fields by selecting your address range. Once you select your address, you will notice the map to the right of the location request creation form will change, and the address you have selected will be blue. If you've made a mistake and would like to start over again on the address selection or need to change the address, click the reset text located next to the street address field. If you cannot locate your address using this form, please call 811 to speak to a damage prevention representative. The damage prevention representative will assist in finalizing a location request for your job. After you've entered and selected your street address, the city, place, county, and state fields will be populated based on your selection. If your address was not found, you will see a red error message that reads, "This address you provided was not found." You cannot place a location request utilizing this online service if your address is not found. If you attempt to type in an address that is not found on the map and manually populate the city, place, and county fields, you will still receive a warning error that states, "The address you provided was not found," upon trying. If your street address and place was found, then a list of the nearest intersecting streets will be displayed once you click in the field. Select the correct match from the drop-down list. Selecting your near street will also change your map. Your near street will be highlighted in red. You will have to use the zoom out feature on the map to verify the location of your near street. Use the minus icon on the left side of the map to zoom out. You can use the plus icon above it to zoom back into the property you have selected as your job site. Next, you'll be asked to specify where on the lot will you be digging. Simply click on all that apply. Note, you don't need to select additional options if you click entire property. However, you may opt to select include street to center line with the entire property option, though depending on your project. If additional locate instructions are necessary, use the comments field at the bottom of the form. Next, you'll be asked, are you working on both sides of the street? This directly impacts the mapping and utilities notified. Select the drop-down to click Yes, No, or Unknown. If you select Yes or Unknown, you will notice the highlighted blue dig site area on the map to the right of the location request creation form will increase in size to account for the work on both sides of the street. Then, your answer to "Are you working within 25 feet of the street?" will notify impacted utilities if your work is being performed within 25 feet of the street. Select the drop-down to click Yes, No, or Unknown to answer this question. Next, you'll be asked what type of digging will be occurring at this address, which will allow you to inform the utility companies of the type of work you will be performing. In this field, you can either select from the drop-down the type of work you are doing, or you can enter a type that is not listed. For example, you can select Addition and add more detail like New Deck. You can access the drop-down list by either clicking in the box or by typing in the first few letters of the work type you are doing. Make sure you select the offered type of work by clicking on your selection or pressing Enter Return on your keyboard. For the work start date and time selection, by law, member utilities have at least 2 full working business days to reply to your location request. Meaning, your work start date time is automatically filled to the first legal start date possible based on the date you are filling out your location request. Note, holidays and weekends are not included in the working business day calculation, and therefore may impact your first legal start date. To change your work start date, click on the calendar icon and click on the date you plan to start your work. By law, your start date must be within 10 working business days of when you place your location request. The form will not allow you to select a date outside of this range. Your available date options will be black in color. Unavailable dates will be grayed out. If you need to change the start time of your planned work, within the calendar icon, use the arrows located above and below the designated time to change the time forward or backward. For estimated work complete date, you will identify the date that you think your work will be completed. This date will be automatically populated with your selected work start date. If you want to change your estimated work completion date and/or time, you can follow the same steps in the last section. The location request expires if work does not start by designated start date. This is because utility markings can deteriorate, fade over time, and your location request will have an expiration date if work is not started. You cannot alter this date in the form because it is based on your selected work start date time. If you do not begin your work by the expiration date indicated in this field, you will need to submit a new location request. Next is the comments field, which is used to place any additional information or instructions to be sent on to the member utilities. For example, a map is available to locators upon request. The last question on the form requires you to verify that your map matches your dig site. Review your map to the right of the location request creation form. If your map accurately matches the location information you have entered into the form, answer this question using the Yes option in the drop-down. If you select No, that the blue shaded area does not cover your dig site, a warning will pop up on your screen. You can go back to the ticket to make corrections to the dig site location by clicking the Go Back button at the bottom of the pop-up. You can also choose to save the location request as is and call 811 to speak to a Dig Safely New York damage prevention representative, who will assist you in finalizing your request. Once you have verified that all the information is correct, as well as the dig site mapping, you can click the Save Continue button at the bottom of the form screen. If at any time before you save your ticket, you want to cancel the request, then click on the Discard button at the bottom of the form screen. Once you click on the Save Continue button, you'll be taken to the Verify Location screen. Please review the information on this page and click on the Above Information is Correct button at the bottom. If you need to make corrections, you can click on the Back to Ticket button. Once you've verified the information is correct, you will go to the Confirm Affected Utilities screen. This screen will list the member utilities that will be notified regarding your location request. To finalize your submission, click on the Submit Request button at the bottom. If you want to review the ticket information again before sending your request, you can click on the Back button. This will take you back to the main screen where you can revise your location request if necessary. When you're ready to submit your location request, then click on the Submit Request button. After clicking on the Submit Request button, the following screen will appear that confirms your ticket has been saved and provides you with your ticket number, a copy of your map dig site, the affected utilities list. This screen also gives you the option to review the next steps in the Location Request 811 one-call process, print, download the next steps, create another location request, exit the screen. The Excavator single address role gives users educational tips and information regarding the steps of the one-call notification process after location request submission. These steps outline information regarding property access, what utilities a person can expect to be marked, when a person can dig, utility responses, private utilities, the importance of a ticket number, making edits to a submitted location request, important reminders for a safe job site, how to report damages, what to do if there's a gas leak. To scroll through the steps, click the Next button on the bottom of the screen. At any time, you can click on the Back button to review the previous step information. Click on the Print Download Steps button to generate a PDF of the steps. Click on the Create Another Locate Request button to start a new ticket, or the No Thank You button to exit the screen. And you'll be taken back to a screen displaying the last location request you entered. Once you've exited the previous screen, you'll be redirected to your ticket dashboard. Let's learn how to fully utilize the ticket dashboard. As a homeowner, in the single address role, your ticket dashboard allows you to view tickets you have submitted. You also have a secondary ticket menu on the left-hand side of this ticket dashboard screen, in which you can use to filter your tickets. Here, you can click to view all tickets from the past 60 days, tickets close to expiring, tickets on a map using your current location, and response status of tickets. When you click the three dots next to a ticket, it gives you the option to quickly view certain aspects as well as take a few quick actions on that ticket. For those tickets in your dashboard, you can use the three-dot menu to view the ticket, view the utility responses, mark your work as completed, print the ticket text. Clicking the View Ticket option in the three-dot menu will take you to the full ticket that was submitted. Clicking View Responses in the three-dot menu will pop up a new window over your dashboard to display that ticket's responses. Note, the term service area is the same as utilities notified. In this window, you can see which utilities were notified, what their response is, and any comments left during their responses. If a utility has yet to respond, their row will be highlighted in yellow. By default, you are viewing the current most recent response for each service area. You can choose to show all responses and ticket events at the top of the window. This will generate an audit list on the ticket and responses. You will see when the ticket was created, any new versions created, when responses reviewed, when utilities entered responses, and more. Clicking the Work Completed option in the three-dot menu allows you to remove a ticket from your dashboard. By clicking this, you are stating that you have completed the work on this location request. To add tickets that you have marked as work completed back to your dashboard view, click on the Show Completed Tickets checkbox above your ticket list. If you accidentally mark a ticket as work completed, find the ticket by clicking the Show Completed Tickets checkbox to bring all your tickets back to your dashboard view. Then click on the three-dot menu for that ticket and click Work Not Completed. Now your ticket will remain in your dashboard. Clicking on the Print Text option in the three-dot menu will generate a print window with that ticket text. Ticket text is a consolidated version of the location request form you completed. It does not include the map. When this window is generated, you can choose to change the destination of the print device. This allows you to select Save as PDF instead of sending the document to a printer. If you need additional help, please visit my.udigny.org and select ExactTix Support. You can also contact your field representative.